Hey guys, the Baron here, back with another top 5 video. Now last week we covered the top 5 ice types, so for this list we're gonna break the ice while covering the top 5 fighting types. Man, that was a terrible joke. But as per usual, as you know, I will not be using any legendary Pokemon for this list, because for the end of the series I plan to make a top 10 legendary Pokemon. But if your guys' list include the use of legendaries, then by all means go right ahead and use them. And speaking of your list, please leave them in the comment section below if your opinion differs from mine, or if you had this kind of similar opinions. I would either way love to hear your thoughts and to get a discussion going. And of course, smash that like button, subscribe to that subscribe button, and share this video with a friend or two. With that being said, let's get into it. Starting at the number 5 spot, we have Chestnut. Now the number 5 spot was really between two Pokemon, being Chestnut or Blaziken. And I really knew that I want a fighting type starter in this list. So sorry for all you Infernape and Ember fans, but your guys' favorites will not be on this list. But anyway, as for Chestnut, I really enjoy this Pokemon. And I think it's just because of like the concept behind it. It being sort of at night and all is a really cool thing. And coupling that with like Delphox being a mage and Greninja being a sort of assassin slash ninja slash, you know, stealthy warrior kind of thing. This is like, it's cool that this thing is sort of a tank, and a tank it is. I mean, it's a great mon in terms of defense. And it hasn't got the best typing, granted, but it's got some really great moves. For example, Hammer Arm, for example, Wood Hammer. I think you rock Wood Hammer on Chestnut at least, I'm pretty sure. And you can rock Spiky Shield, which is great because it's basically a protected that deals damage. I mean, how great is that? But just in terms of originality, and I know a lot of people don't really like the design of Chestnut. I personally kind of like it. And again, it goes to the whole warrior thing. I really like the concept. I feel like it really suits Chestnut, and that's the idea that you get while looking and experiencing Chestnut. And it's a fun mon to use in your Let's Plays too. I mean, I've used this thing when I played through Pokemon Y for the first time. My first playthrough for Generation 6, actually my only playthrough so far. And it was really great. It was really great, and it was just such a fun Pokemon to use. So it deserves to be on the number 5 spot here today. Coming into the number 4 spot today, we have definitely one of the more original fighting types, and that is Heracross. Now, as I mentioned before with the top 5 bug types haven't always been relevant. In Generation 1, they kind of sucked. Apart from Scyther and Pinsir, but then again, they weren't that great either because they didn't have any really excellent moves to go with them. But I feel like that changed with Generation 2, and I feel like no Pokemon really resemble that and personifies that any more than Heracross does, because of a few different reasons. I mean, this thing is a really great mon. It gets really great moves. I mean, it's got a lot of variety to it. It's got that Mega Horn, which is just iconic to this thing. You can rock Close Combat, you can rock Fury Color, you can rock Ice Slash, I'm pretty sure. And just with this Mega, I mean, this thing is kind of cool. Granted, I've not used it as much as I would like to, but I'm definitely going to be using it more in the future because it's really kind of a cool concept, and I feel like it definitely is the logical continuation of what Heracross would be, and that is really what any Mega does that does a great job of being a Mega. But just in terms of like the type of combination too, being a fighting flying, fighting bug, I just completely blanked there. It's kind of weak in a way because it's got a 4 times weak against flying, but it's got a lot of other great things to it as well. And you know, it's really great, and it's such a like basic but yet cool design too, which I really enjoy. So yeah, Heracross is number 4. Coming into number 3 spot is everyone's favorite gangster and hoodlum, Scrafty. Now Scrafty is a really cool Pokemon, and it's sort of comical in a way because if you look at the design, I mean, it's a saggy pant gangster with a mohawk. I mean, it's intentionally funny, but it really works, and it's such a fun mon to use. Like in competitive, this thing is great. I mean, you got so many great moves. You got You can rock Dragon Dance in this thing. And pretty sure you rock your standard fighting type moves. You can rock that Sucker Punch set. It's got a lot of like different varieties to it, and it's really got that sort of. It's sort of a janitor. I think the people have explained it as that too. It sort of goes into the battle, and if you set it up, it sweeps anything, which is really fun to do because I love those monsters. You can just set up your stats boosts with, and then just clean house. And I was gonna say Scyther, but Scrafty definitely is that sort of mon. Plus, you know what, it's fighting in dark type. It definitely combines two of my favorite typing, being fighting in dark. So that is really cool too. And I feel like it really personifies the two typings individually. It works on. If you look at this thing, you can imagine it being a dark type because it's a gangster and it's kind of mean and malicious and stuff. But it's also a fighting type. You can see that clearly, which I really like. So you know, yeah, Scrafty's number 3. Now before we get into our number 2 spot, I should really mention the honorable mentions that were this week, because we have a lot. I mean, we have Blaziken, like I earlier mentioned. We have Poliwrath, Primeape, Mienshao, Hawlucha. There's a lot of great fighting type mons that I didn't get to include. So because I only get to include 5. But one that I knew I definitely needed to include was Toxicroak, which is number 2 spot here today. And since this thing was on number 5, on the top 5 poison types, I don't really have a lot of things to say about it, but I will sort of repeat myself on what I said on the poison type list. This thing is cool, this thing is a badass, this thing is sort of malicious, and it's the perfect psychic mon, which I love personally. This is one of those things, it's one of those mons that I would love to have as a sidekick, as a friend, if I was a trainer. So yeah, it's one of those mons that I have definitely that sort of connection with. And you know, I haven't used it as much as I would like in playthroughs. I haven't used it as much as I would like in competitive. It's one of those mons that I like them. Like beside that, like in spite of all that, I really like this mon, and it deserves to be on. It deserves to be on the number 5 on top 5 poison types, and it deserves to be here today. So yeah, Toxicroak is number 2. Now I sort of felt bad saying that because you know Toxicroak, you know, he's my man, but he got in the number 2 spot on poison types. He got a number 2 spot here, but you know, in poison types we had Crobat, which was just a bit more awesome, and here we have a fine type, which is just a bit more awesome than Toxicroak, and that is Lucario. I mean, Lucario is a fan favorite for a reason, and that's because this thing is really cool. I mean, it's so original. I mean, it's got such a deep lore to it. It's great in battle. It's got a significance in the games. Like, what more do you need from a popular Pokemon? And that is sort of Game Freak has realized. That's why he put this guy in Smash. That's why he put this guy in Smash, because he's popular. It's just like your Ninja, Charizard, and Mewtwo, and you know, it's one of those things. But Lucario, being based on Anubis, being based on Egyptian mythology, you know I like lore. You know I like history. So with that in mind, look, you can imagine why Lucario is awesome to me. Plus being fighting a steel type, being another combination of my 2 favorite typings. Just like Scrafty was. I mean, steel and fighting are 2 of my favorite typings. So he gets a plus there. His Mega is awesome. He's great in battle. He's got that sort of physical and special split, which means you can run him as a physical and special attacker, meaning you have more access to more moves that are great on him, which is awesome. You can rock a close combat, an Iron Head, a extreme speed Lucario, or you can rock an Aura Sphere. You can rock like a special. I can't think of special moves right now. But yeah, point is you can rock him either way. And you know, being based on a dog, being based kind of a wolf in a way, it's really kind of cool because I love dogs, I love wolves, I like foxes. So you know, he's got that rocking too, and just he's a great mon. He's iconic, and he's up there in popularity for a reason, and for you know, for a lot of the people, he's popular for those kind of reasons that I just mentioned. A lot of other reasons too. But those kind of reasons are exactly why he's popular for me too. So yeah, Lucario's number 1, what can I say? So guys, that about does it for our top 5 fighting types. This actually came out to be a bit of a longer video than our previous top 5s. I really had a lot of things to say about these fighting types. I love the fighting type, and it's, you know, it was typing I need to talk about, I guess. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe button, and share this video with a friend or two. And as I mentioned before, please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear them. And for next week, we're gonna move on and cover top 5 ghost types. So that's gonna be fun. I hope you guys stick around for that. But with that being said, I'm gonna get the hashtag over here. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Before, until, and after. See you next time though. Stay awesome.